All right. Now, Kelley, because everybody else is doing their power rankings, you texted me last night. You're like, hey, Gill, when you get a chance,
let's fire them up, baby.
let's do some power rankings. You want to go first or should I go
power
first?
Rankings. We're going to start with the AFC, and you'll go first.
AFC. Okay. The AFC is a much different animal than the NFC because the NFC drops off a cliff.
It did quickly, yes.
AFC at number 5, I have the Bengals, even though they lost to the Steelers. Yes, they are the defending AFC champions. Even though they lost to the Steelers, let's keep in mind, they were -5 in turnovers and still should have won.
Yep.
So I still got to have them in there. Lamar Jackson single-handedly puts the Ravens at number 4 for me. The Chiefs, reports of their demise have been greatly exaggerated. Perhaps I am part of that. Chiefs are at number 3. I am all over the Chargers preseason. I've bet them every which way. So for me, the Chargers are going to be way up there. They're number 2 for me after their opening day win. And how can you not have the Bills number 1 after what they did to the Rams? So that's my number 1 in the AFC. I might even argue my 1 and 2 there are 1 and 2 overall.
Oh,
maybe even my 1, 2, and 3.
I'm completely with you.
Yeah.
At least 1 and 2. So yeah. If we go to mine, I've got Bills and Chargers right off the top. We have the same top 3.
Oh wow.
In order.
Oh
right?
Wow, we're close. Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd. Yeah, I don't know where I'd slot the Chiefs overall. Usually we'll do this once so we can go overall top 10.
Yeah.
We'll fire that up next week. I thought it was, because of the NFC, I thought it was interesting to split this up for now. But I'm with you. Bills and Chargers would definitely be top 2 for me in the whole NFL. But I got them top 2 in the AFC. Put the Chiefs there. And look, if we did this preseason, I'm not sure the Chiefs would be number 3 in my AFC Power Rankings. But after week 1, I think you have to make some adjustments a little bit. They go up to 3. Bengals, because of everything that you said, are still 4 to me. I could even make an argument they would be 3, and I think that's where Chiefs-Bengals kind of flip-flopped after week 1 for me. And number 5, Ravens. Look, I like the Ravens. You're right. Lamar Jackson's amazing. I love the Ravens against bad football teams. I think when the Ravens go up against good football teams, it becomes a whole different story with how that offense operates, usually against good defenses. Yeah. I think that you could, look, it's after 1 week of football, right? I think you could make a case for Ravens there, even the Colts tying on the Texans. I still think they have the talent to put them in this range in the AFC. I think you could go Ravens, Colts. There's a couple teams you could probably. I think you could even make a case for the Broncos being in there after what we saw in the second half.
It was funny because you sent me that text before the Monday night game, and then we both kind of to ourselves and then to each other were like, "What does this say about our opinion of the Broncos if we're willing to do this exercise before they even play?"
Yeah, I realized that as I was filling mine out. I'm like, "Oh, the Broncos are in the AFC and they play tonight."
Yeah. Well, they did nothing to crack the top 5 last night. Let's put it that way.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Mine could easily, number 5 for me, though, could easily be Ravens/Broncos/Colts.
Yeah, the Colts are going to have to do something a little better than they did this past week. But yes, the Colts are certainly on the cusp, for sure. We'll wait till after the break to do the NFC because while we had virtually no disagreement in the AFC, except for the order of 4 and 5, I wonder what happens in the NFC because this, like I said, this certainly after 4, it kind of gets quirky. And you could have your own sort of preseason biases involved. We have to do our NFC Power Rankings, Kelley. All right, so this is, I wonder if this will have the same agreement. So the NFC, a totally different animal. Let me do it from 1 down. So the Rams, despite getting housed by the Bills, still my number 1 NFC team. I don't know if you know this, they did win the Super Bowl. I'm not willing to just knock them off the top that quickly. Mm-hmm. But I do have the Vikings at number 2. As you and I talked about all offseason, this is the year of the Vikings. And they look great against the Packers. And Justin Jefferson was everything he said he'd be. The Vikings are number 2. I have the Buccaneers at 3, not because I thought they were impressive at all Sunday night. I just think Dallas was horrible. Maybe the Bucs had, their part in that. But I just sort of put them at 3 because I kind of felt like I was obligated to with Tom Brady. And then the Eagles, everybody's favorite off-season choice, I kind of felt like I'll put them at 4 just because, the NFC is so bad by comparison.
It really is.
And then at number 5, people are going to laugh at me, but I think the Niners, my preseason conviction on the Niners was such that even though they lose to the Bears, I didn't know who else to put at number 5. So I have the Niners at 5 because around Trey Lance, at least I know they're good. They didn't have George Kittle either, and they were playing in a monsoon. So I give them a couple sort of excuses.
It's 1 week.
Yes.
It's 1 week. We can't get off our priors too much.
Too much.
What
right? Are yours? I'm curious what yours are.
We'll go through mine. Let's first mention the one team neither one of us included that is second in the betting market to win the NFC.
And that would be the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, but we said that all offseason. I don't think they're going to be good.
Yeah, me either.
If you take Devontae Adams, I get it. Aaron Rodgers is great, but to think that that's not going to hurt them.
By the way, linking that back into the game last night, was there not a part of you watching DK Metcalf last night, and even Tyler Lockett, I guess, to a degree, but a much smaller degree at this point, where I'm like, why am I watching this? Why am I watching Geno Smith to DK Metcalf right now? And then there's teams out there like the Green Bay Packers that just desperately need a wide receiver, and I mean, that's how much Devontae Adams means to that team. And I think people were blowing that off for much of the offseason. It's not going to be that big of a deal, and it clearly is. It's tough to watch those good wide receivers on a team that you know is not going anywhere. And then you see a team like that just needs a wide receiver so badly. And look, I know there's contracts coming to play and all that stuff, but that was tough to watch. My NFC Power Rankings, I'm with you on the Rams. Look, the Rams-Bucks, I've got a lot of question marks about, and probably even more so after week 1. I think that Bucks-Cowboys game from a Bucks standpoint, you're right, Gill. I think it's, yes, the Bucks were pretty good. It's not like they were great, but that was much more the Cowboys being terrible than them being great.
Hard to know where one began and one ended.
Exactly. Yeah. I think, personally to me, I have the top 5 NFC teams here. I have no idea what the order of these teams
So you just replaced the Saints with my Niners.
Yeah, with your Niners. Yeah. So I did Rams, Bucks. I put Vikings 3. So you know what? I could have gone full Kelley heel on this and gone Vikings 1, Eagles 2.
You're right.
But, I don't want to be fair. I want to be fair to the viewers and the listeners out there. Yes, I think the Rams and Bucks are still better teams, at least right now. But I think the Vikings and Eagles are darn close. Yeah. Little concerned about that Eagles defense.
I think the point of this exercise, though, came through, which is, good God, even though we kind of knew intuitively how much better the AFC was, wow, is it better.
Yeah. And then, Saints I've got 5, but look, I'm not looking forward more to any game this weekend than Saints-Bucks, because I have no idea how that NFC South is going to turn out right now.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.